Well, hey there, everybody. Welcome back to Joe Wednesdays. This is JHaubz, and I guess this is my office lunch break edition of Joe Wednesdays today. So I am in our we have this little like phone room separate space that I'm in right now, so that hopefully I'm not going to be disturbing anybody as I'm talking. Um, but I did not get a chance to film anything yesterday, so I'm having to do this today, and hopefully I can still edit it when I get home today from work. But hey, so what's been going on this week for me? Let's see. Well, on the Lydia front, we got a we got a picture from her on the Tadpole app the other day, and she was running around and apparently tripped and fell right into into a shelf, and she has a nice little little welt right there. She came home with essentially a golf ball on her head yesterday, so that probably wasn't too fun. But we did have a good weekend with her though, luckily. So we've been realizing more and more just like how much the pandemic made like the last year feel like it was just kind of like this void space of doing anything with her. Cause we all we were doing is going to the store the other day. We were getting some like party plates and stuff for her birthday coming up at the end of the month, and like we walked into the store and she was just all giggles the entire time. It was so adorable. Like she was like, oh, look at the red. Like everything was amazing to her. She was like, oh, it's it, there's Mickey over there, there's a Pikachu balloon, there's something else. And like just like the whole time she was so excited to just be running around. And they actually had these little baskets that I'm guessing are for like the candy because it was in the candy aisle. But like they had this little basket, and I was like, "Hey, do you want to carry this around?" Like mom's carrying her basket, and she was like, "Oh!" And she's like, "Oh, we're walking around." Oh, she was just so excited to just be in there. And um, we ended up going to a few other stores that were along the same strip as Party City, and yeah, she was just she was having a ball going into all these different stores and just being able to walk around. And I think that there was really only like one really grumpy dude that we came across that was not happy that she was walking through the halls, but everybody else was just like you can like her joy and her laughter was just so infectious to anybody else around. It was really fun. It was a lot of fun to watch. And then I can't remember if I've already told this portion of the story, but it like there's some new bits to it, I guess. So um, a couple of months ago, I don't know like what the kids were doing at her daycare at the time, but any time that I had come in there to pick up Lydia, all the kids would like swarm me, and then they would go like, "What's your name? What's your name?" and and I started off like going like, "Hi, I'm Mr. Joe. How are you?" and that kind of stuff. And then like after a while, especially her one friend, I'm gonna change his name because I don't know, I'm on the internet, so I don't know if I actually want to out him or anything. So I'll call him Sabin. But Sabin would love coming up and asking, "What's your name?" And then I would stand like this real tall. I would put my hands on my hip. I'm like, "You know my name." And then he'd be like, "You're Mr. Joe." I'm like, "That's right. Good job, Mr. Sabin. How you doing?" Um, but anyway, so I think I already told that portion of the story before, but the add-on now is, back in about May or June, he moved up to the preschool level, and then like Lydia will be aging into that hopefully in August. But now anytime that like his dad's there before me and they're coming out of his classroom, like he's about the same length down the hall that Lydia's room is on the opposite side, so he's on the opposite side of the building now. But they'll come out anytime he sees me. He's like, "Ah, it's Mr. Joe!" Like he like screams it at the top of his lungs. I'm like, "Hi, Mr. Saban, how you doing?" and, and it's so funny because Lydia's teacher now, she'll like, "Oh, I didn't know you were coming." I'm like, "I know, I get announced every time now." So that's been a lot of fun. It's and I mean like I guess I'm happy that I'm able to like connect with other kids that are Lydia's friends as well. So all in all, it's a good time, and I hope that kind of fosters good future kid relations with like Lydia and her friends and all that kind of stuff. I hope that's a good start. But anyway, let's see. So since I'm at work, let's talk a little bit about work. So this at the beginning of this week, I left work a little early to drop some plans off at the city building up near Dayton. And midway through the drive, I started getting a migraine really bad. And it's like I kind of knew it was coming, and I had already taken some medication to kind of help like stem it off. But it started hitting me really weird mid drive. So it's kind of like, well, there's there's nothing to it. I can't, like, I'm in the middle of the drive. It's going to take at least 20 minutes for the symptoms to pass or whatever. So I'm just going to have to muscle through this. And but I don't think I had been driving in a really long time with a migraine, and as I found out, it's probably for the better, because like any time that it's kind of hard to describe. It's like it kind of felt like I was dozing off, but not dozing off, like, because I was still aware. But like any time that like I would start like thinking about something else, and I mean that's kind of a normal thing, when you're driving, you're thinking about other stuff because your brain can multitask like that. But apparently, if I'm in the middle of some migraine symptoms, I cannot multitask in my brain, because like I had the sensation of dozing off and like, no, focus on the road. Just like anytime my mind would wander to think about other things, and like I ended up just like if you were in the car with me, I probably sounded like a crazy person, because I was like, no, we're driving to the city, we're going this way, we're looking at our mirrors, we're staying in the lane, we're driving, we're focused on driving, focus. Like I was verbalizing to keep myself focused on this, because I didn't want to do anything else. And so yeah, it was kind of awkward to do, but I mean, like, when I'm in the middle of that kind of thing, there's nothing else for it. But I got to City Hall, and oh my god, I I stopped the car, and I was immediately like, oh my god, I'm so exhausted from having to do that. It's just like the mental strain and energy of like keeping my focus in my eyes at what I was looking at. It was pretty exhausting. And so when I walked into the city building, and I walked up to the city engineer, like I was talking like some dumbfounded person. I was so embarrassed, because I was like, hi, yeah, my name is Joe. I'm so sorry. I'm having a migraine. I'm fighting through this. I'm Joe. I'm with the Kleinger's group, and I'm here to drop these plans off for Creek. No. What am I doing? Here, the ED building, like whatever. Like I just kind of like get it out there really quick, and but yeah. So and then the receptionist helped me get out and says like, hope your migraine feels better. I'm like, yeah, thank you, but man, like it was probably the worst first impression I've probably ever made ever. So I was a bit embarrassed, but I mean, honestly, at the same time, it's like, it just when the situation is what it is, you just kind of have to own up to it. And like, I told him I was having a migraine and I was losing my words, and there's not much I can do other than just kind of own the situation. And if they're gonna think less of me, that's not really my problem, right? So yeah, so I gotta swallow a little bit of embarrassment, but hopefully next time, if I ever meet the guy again, I can be a little better off next time. So, but something else that had come up, and I thought it was kind of cool to talk about now. So I have a coworker working on a project at UC, and she was talking with my project manager, and my project manager was like, "Oh, you just talked to Joe. That's his little corner of the place." I'm like, "What do you mean? why are you throwing me under the bus?" But when I got to thinking about it, it's actually kind of neat that I think legitimately say that. Like, I mean, obviously, like, I was not the only one working on these projects, so I mean, like, it's not solely mine or anything like that, and I would never claim that to begin with. But like, I worked in the same area of UC for like 2 different companies on 3 different projects. And it's like, and they're all kind of connected, and it can kind of, stake a little bit of a designing claim and all that stuff. And it's like, I've actually I am kind of like helping shape a corner of a campus. That's pretty cool. And I mean, like, I think it's also kind of neat that it's something that I can like drive to and see and actually like experience the results of my design work. So So yeah, I guess like in a way he was kind of right that like yeah I do kind of have my own like stake in the project. That's pretty neat. I was feeling pretty good about it when he said that afterwards after I gave it some thought. So alrighty, well I gotta get back to work. Hope you enjoyed my little lunch break here today. I hope you're having a good week, and we'll talk to you next time. Thanks for watching.
Out of bed.
Time to get out of bed.
Bob,
Bob,
time to wake up out of bed.
time to wake up out of the bed, Bob.
He's not listening.
He is not listening.
He's not listening to me.
That's right.